I'll start wrapping it all up. I've talked about the different styles that Frank Zappa uses on guitar. He's got signature guitars. I've talked about the SG. I've talked about the Les Paul. His Strat, funnily enough, those three albums have his iconic guitars on the cover of each one of those albums. And what happens is that I've also talked about the scales that he used. He would literally use anything, so I certainly don't want to peg him on certain things, but you know, he uses that scale or that scale, because at the end of the day he used them all. But you listen to the Beatles, for instance, and you sort of know which album it is. You know, if you're hearing you know, Come Together, you know if it's off the Abbey Road album, you know, that kind of thing, and so on. We know about that. My Guitar Gently Weeps, White Album, you know, that kind of thing. Taxman, Revolver album, you know, that kind of thing with the Beatles. Same thing happens with Zappa guitar solos. You hear a solo, and you hear this kind of wah, kind of ring modulated sound, and you sort of know that it's mid-70s, you know, intertwined with pentatonic. When you start to hear heavy distortion, and it's almost like whole tone and things like that, you're probably finding that it's off the, you know, the shut up and play your guitar era, you know, perhaps of the Shake Your Booty era, let's say about, you know, late 70s. And then when you hear Watermelon and Easter Hay, you can hear a beautiful Strat sound with no distortion. I always used to tell our old guitarist in the instrumental, he doesn't use distortion on this track, man. It's not a screaming guitar solo. It's the last guitar solo I'll ever play before they make music illegal. You know, that kind of thing. You've got to get into the spirit of it like that. And that would have been played with his Strat. It's got that beautiful, almost like a Wind Cries Mary kind of Hendrix sound to it, if you know what I mean. And on top of that, you've got everything in between. He's the types of scales. He liked Mixolydian on top of pentatonics. He would use Dorian modes. He used whole tones there for a little while, half diminished scales, all sorts of different things. And it's very hard to peg him down. But one of the things that he used to do that made his solos so unique was the fact that Alan Zavod told me this when he was playing with Zappa in the '84 tour band. He said you'd often be there playing in 4/4 and Frank was doing a solo, but he was tapping his foot in a different time signature. He was tapping his foot in like 5, you know, against it. And this is what a lot of flamenco people do, like Hemiola's 3 against 2, you know. I mean, the latest Queens of the Stone Age album is a whole based on a 3 against 2 thing. Chuck, 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 chuck. You know, that kind of thing. So you'll often find Frank Zappa soloing over the 3 part while the rest of the band's playing in the 2 part. You know, that kind of thing. And it all sort of comes together. And amazing stuff. And that's what really makes everything about Frank Zappa's guitar work so distinctive and so different from any other guitar player. You know, it makes him different from Jimmy Page. It makes him different from Jeff Beck. You know, all that sort of stuff. You can hear it. He's one of the iconic guitarists that you just say, oh, that's Zappa. Just the same way you say, oh, that's Jimmy Page. Oh, that's Jeff Beck. You know, that kind of thing. You can have some fantastic guitarists, you know, like in the metal genre, but you don't know who you're listening to. You know, but you'll always know who you're listening to when you hear a Frank Zappa guitar solo. You just know it's him. He's unmistakable. So that's what this show is all about. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've interpolated all my drum set music, which is influenced with Frank Zappa's guitar work today. So I've used some overdriven samples off of GarageBand, and I've also used some different effects as well to try and evoke, you know, his ring modulated flanger sound, you know, and things like that. And then also, you know, some of the most beautiful guitar work, you know, such as Watermelon and Easter Hay, where if you get me on a bad day, that solo will just send me to water. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes, because that was what I was playing all day when I found out that he passed away 20 years ago. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the show. My name is Chris Quinlan. It is Melbourne Musos, the drum show. And if you'd like to contact me, it's melbournemusos@hotmail.com. All of this is on YouTube, and it's just youtube.com/Melbourne Musos. And the website, you guessed it, melbournemusos.net. Hope you enjoyed this series. It's Frank Zappa month, 20 years since he passed away. But today is the 21st of December. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Frank. I hope you like my little present. I hope you appreciate it. See ya.